I was homeless. I've been a chef for 35 years. When I walked in the door, I seen how I could help. Bobby Nolan was the lead person. I showed what I could do in the kitchen, and she put me in charge. No matter what the dish is, you're doing it. You know, it was one of those things. Before, nobody needed me. I couldn't get the understanding of why. You know, why I was here, why I was hopeless. And when I came in, my life changed total, all the way at 360.
St. James Parish started very near the same time that Paynesville started. The first building of St. James was built in 1824, and 40 years later, the structure that we are in now was built. It has been a center for worship and for community for very nearly 200 years as a parish and 150 years as a building.
30 years ago, there were some out-of-work parishioners who knew that the Salvation Army fed a hot, balanced lunch Monday through Friday. And the story as it has come to me is that it occurred to one of the gentlemen who had made friends at the Salvation Army diners that his friends were going to be hungry on Christmas Day. So he came to the rector 30 years ago and said, I don't think there should be hungry people on Christmas Day. We should do something about that. And the rector at the time said, if we start this, we can't ever stop this until there are no more hungry people. 30 years later, we continue to be really committed to that. The volunteers are recruited in our 14 partner churches. They are Roman Catholics, non-denominational, Baptist, and Orthodox. All of the Christians come here in unity to really feed the needy. It's not just a soup kitchen, thin broth and some crackers. It's a multi-course, lovely meal served buffet style so people can get what they need. We try to incorporate as many fresh vegetables as we can. The at-risk population, the homeless as well as the working poor, and children have a high problem with diabetes and heart disease. So it's not just about giving somebody a plate of food, but giving them a plate of nutrition.
The kitchen is vintage 1950s and just doesn't do it anymore. It just badly needs to be replaced.
Tim's got to be lower than 40 in the fridge, and that is close. It's holding its temperature to a certain extent, but it's real close to switching over to the danger zone. So that's why we need another one. In the kitchen, it's like beat up. I mean, it's rating from 1 to 10, we're at 0.
I joke with my congregation that I pray over the stove every week so that it makes it just a little bit longer.
Everything's broke. Sometimes that sink work, and sometimes it don't. Ovens, sometimes it work, and sometimes it don't. Now this mixer is shot. You know, it just quit on us one day and never came back up. And just, we need help. We need a lot of help. We need it. And I pray that we get it.
We need to have a new stove. We need to have new sinks. We need to have a stainless steel food preparation area, refrigeration, good pantry. The wooden cabinets need to come out. Those are not up to code. There is a dishwasher in there that takes a long time and is not really a sanitizer, and the one that we will be putting in will have a 90-second cleaning and sanitizing cycle. We want to have restrooms that are usable, that are handicap accessible. To the community as a whole, we want to have a multi-purpose room that will be able to be used for meetings, for counseling. There are a number of civic purposes that the room will be used for. The current floor needs to come out. New plumbing lines. Wiring wasn't in the original plan in the building in 1864. It's just been pieced together over the last century and a half. The floor will then be poured concrete, and we'll have a coating that's put on when the concrete is laid. So all of those things are going to cost close to $1 million. And we're a plucky little parish of about 120 families, and every one of us wishes we could write that check ourselves, but we can't. And that's why we are raising funds to make this happen. I think the best thing that people can do to help this happen is to open your hearts and open your minds and open your checkbooks.
As much as we can, we need the money. I mean, we put this place on the map with the homeless. You're getting an opportunity to help someone who is helpless. You know, give faith to people that has no faith. Give God to people who's mad at God. And that's what we do. We build them to where they need to be in life. It'll help everyone. And that's what we're looking for.